think it's very useful for the private sector to see how different countries and regions are prioritizing their agri-food sector development, where they see opportunity, the fact that so much geospatial data and the layers of information have gone into driving those investments is really important to sort of predict, right, where those sectors might go and where there may be opportunities to invest. On top of that, I just think that the Hand-in-Hand Forum brings actors together in one space and at one time in a way that they might not be otherwise, so that you can have the international institutions, the national governments, and private sector together in one space. So even if the discussion is not about the specific investments or proposals on the table, it's a good sort of cross-fertilization about the issues that each of those stakeholders are dealing with. Well, I mean, we're essential, right? So we're a source of expertise, of research and development, of understanding logistics and movement of, food and agricultural products, and providing employment. There's the development projects, right, have to result in the kind of sustained financial activity. And so the private sector are obviously the partners that need to take on, and take over some of that work that happens philanthropically or through development projects. So we know that we want to be at the table, but I think the private sector right now in this sort of food systems conversation and in driving more resilient food systems is really thinking from the farm all the way to the plate to say, where can we plug in that expertise to advance regen ag practices, to decarbonize, to protect watersheds, not just sort of the water that we use. But again, the level of data, research, return on investment, national governments putting in that kind of language for business, these proposals, I think is helpful, right? And it starts to get the private sector and government speaking the same language. The networking, I think, has been great so far. I've talked to entrepreneurs, to heads of these international institutions who are saying, what's the signal we need to send? At what point in the development of these projects can we pull in the private sector? And I think that's exactly the kinds of discussions that you want to happen. What I would say is I attended Hand-in-Hand last year. That was my first taste. I'm back this year and sort of getting a little bit of the hang of what this is all about. I think there's a little bit of a tendency among the public sector, whether that's international institutions or governments, to assume that the way that businesses want to engage in these projects is unilaterally and in a way where they can importantly give credit to their company or their brand. And I think we're actually at a point in time where when we think about building resilience in agri-food systems, we know that we need to be working pre-competitively and at scale. So we're actually not looking to say this is a PepsiCo project. We're looking to say, how can we plug into a national plan across companies or across an industry, because we know we probably can't deliver the national level change that countries are looking at scale, but industry-wide, maybe we can. And so I think the question that I have coming here this week is, at what point in the development of those plans for FAO, for IFAD, for national governments, do we need to have the private sector conversation to say, what's possible, where are you investing already, and how can we bring our resources together?